Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to cilinixfxcapital. I hope you're all doing great, and welcome to this new video here on Bitcoin. We're going to do a full update on the current situation. There's quite a lot of fundamentals we need to talk about while I adjust the camera slightly. Because yesterday, if you watch my video, I mean, what I said is that, getting a move into this level right here at 95,400 was a possibility, but getting a breakout above that is not something I expected. However, we got some news overnight which caused the breakout. So was my prediction wrong? Yes. Could I have predicted it otherwise? No. And there's two main news events that I wanted to discuss in this video, or here at the start of the video, before we talk about some of the technical possibilities. But first of all, tonight we have the FOMC meeting, of course, which, if it's going to be relevant, if it's going to be important or not, depends very much on what is actually being said during the meeting. So that is something, I'd say it's always important, but if I would have to say, is this a very important meeting? Probably not. I mean, the interest rates are going to stay the same. And it's also getting more and more likely that the interest rates will stay the same in June. So if something relevant is being said about the interest rate decision in June, then that will have an effect. But for now, I'd say this is not that relevant, even though it always can be relevant. So we'll be live streaming that. But there's two main news events that we got, and it might be handy to actually take a look at them here as well. First of all, and this was the main event pushing up prices, is that the US and China will hold icebreaker trade talks in Geneva on Saturday. So obviously that's bullish. And that's also why post-market we actually saw US equities jump up slightly, as you can see right here, not in the other one, jumped up slightly, even though Bitcoin comparatively jumped up even more, which we'll talk about that in a moment. And then outside of that, we also got this, that China injects tactical monetary stimulus ahead of US trade meeting, which basically increases the liquidity, the money supply, which is always great for financial markets as well. And I haven't looked at the China A50 yet this morning, but I'd say that that's going up nicely as well. Yeah, a little bit of a pump here. But ultimately, those are the two main events that caused financial markets to rally slightly. And then we also still had some liquidity up here, which Bitcoin rallied into. However, what that means for the price right now for Bitcoin is that we have reached that major resistance zone around 97,500 again. But at the same point of time, we do still have the FOMC tonight, which normally is a bit of a de-risking event. And then outside of that, I mean, the Coinbase Bitcoin price at this point of time, at this point of time, it's at a premium, but it's going from discount into premium quite often here in the last 24 to 48 hours, which is a bearish development from what we saw the last 2 weeks. So I'm not completely certain about this price action of Bitcoin here. I mean, we're seeing a nice, beautiful green candle right here, but that's also with low volume. We had a bit of an imbalance left right here towards 97,200, and I have to say, even though we got good news, we left a major imbalance with that move here between 96,100 all the way down to 95,000. Huge imbalance, and given the volume, given the Coinbase Bitcoin premium, and given the news, I don't think Bitcoin is strong enough to make new highs here. I'd say it's more likely that we'll test those highs we made yesterday, but I do think that the general most likely price development from here is a pullback into that fair value gap right here, and then the reaction to that level is going to determine whether we can rally into 99,000 and potentially higher or not. But for now, I'd say something like this, and then the main level I'm looking at personally is around 95,400. Get a bounce there. If it's a strong bounce, we can actually rally up into 98, 99,000. If it's a weak bounce, and or if we bounce down all the way to 95,000, for example, and we just instantly break down, then we can also fall back into 94,000. But that's a little bit too early to talk about that. Initially, this is what I would say is most likely. So I'll definitely keep you updated on that. I'm slightly tempted to open a short at 97,200. But I'm still evaluating the options there and how much we have. I mean, the confluences there are not amazing. But those are my thoughts. That's sort of thing you need to know for now. So if you do have any questions, let me know down in the comments. But for now, thank you for watching. Take care and bye.